not Mr. Kabiru, good evening. Can you hear me?
Alfred, everybody can hear you, Alfred.
Hello.
Hi, sir. Hi.
That's great. Sorry for this unnecessary delay again. Can you see my screen?
Not at all, sir.
Should be coming up anytime soon. Please confirm when you say it.
Okay, sir.
It's up. It's up now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes, sir. Maybe some other people have seen it, sir, but for me, I haven't seen anything yet.
He said
Not yet.
It's not up yet.
Kabiru is saying
Maybe other people have seen
presentation
it.
starting.
You say what?
Okay, it will take. Okay, so
Up now.
you said.
It's
Oh,
up
I
now.
think
It's
it should be
coming
up
up.
now. It's up now.
It's coming.
It's up now.
It's coming
Okay,
up.
that's great. That's great. That's great.
It's coming up. Not
for
up.
that.
It's coming up.
Okay, maybe for some other persons, it's already up. That's what
Yeah, it is
they
up.
are trying to say. Okay, that's great. Kabiru, have you done this thing?
Yeah.
YouTube and
It's
the
up now,
other
sir. I'll
It's
send
up
this to
now.
you so that you can send
It's
to
up
me.
now.
All right.
And your screen is up now, sir.
All right. I great. Thank you for the information. Thank you. So we'll just get down to business. So how are you guys doing? How are you enjoying your Independence Day? Excuse me. Somebody is laughing. Ah. So you are not enjoying your Independence Day.
It's laughing at Nigeria, 65-year-old Nigeria. Hey, people
Kabiru,
get
did
mad.
you see light in your area throughout today?
Now when you mention it, they carry the knife. I'm not laughing at Nigeria. I use it to rest because I have a lot of stress throughout the week.
That's the only benefit of today for most of us. So
I rest. Nothing to laugh at.
There's nothing to celebrate about the independence. In fact, I think the country as at the year we got independence is way better than what it is today. That should
can we start SFM?
The opposite.
And at the same time, people are still making things happen, sir.
Oh, no problem. It's all good.
At the same time, some people are still making it in the country, sir.
Yes, it is what it is. We just pray.
It depends on individual.
Okay, let's get down to business. I know that you had a class earlier with my other guy, Ola. So today's been not 100% your holiday as you would have it, but that is what it is when you are preparing for exams. So last week we were looking at some examples, right?
Can you zoom out?
Okay. Can you see my screen better now?
No, you have to zoom out better.
You know this thing is directly in my face.
But if the
And I
viewer
don't
can
use
zoom it
glasses.
at their own end, sir. Like I used to
No,
zoom
no, no.
on.
There's a reason for that. Hello, man. Hello. There's a reason for that. So some people that will join on YouTube, or people that will have access to this recording later, so it would be faint.
Mm.
So that's number one. Number two is that collapse the side, that side lecture note that is screen, so that the screen can be full.
Let me just drag it in. I
If
think
that
this
is
is
not
fine now.
possible, let's continue the class.
No,
Please.
I've dragged it down. It's fine. I think it's fine now.
Okay, no problem.
So I like having it by the side so I can be seeing what I'm interacting with. It's better for me that way. But if it will aid better visibility for them, then I think that should be more of priority than myself. But it's fine. Let's continue. So we're looking at some questions, and I told you I'll try to get questions to update this so that we have a few more things to solve related to what we did the last time. Good evening. Somebody said something.
Yeah, I've been trying to get the
Okay.
attention of Mr. Kabiru. Just an observation before we start the class. I noticed that the lecture videos are not being updated to the playlists. So some of us who are subscribed to the Apex channel on YouTube will end up not finding the videos to watch after lectures and all that. So I don't know whether.
Okay, let me quickly address that. So the links to the YouTube that is sent
I had mentioned to draw the
at
attention.
lecture. The links that is sent for each lecture, those YouTube links are the recording for every lecture. That's number one. So number two is that we'll update the playlist later. But pending the time we do that, have access where fall back to those links, individual links of the YouTube that they send at every lecture. That is the recording. So you don't need to be finding them.
Okay, thank you very much.
So a lot of persons have come to my DM to request for something like this, like a
it's because they do not
showing so I don't know. I always tell them to meet you, right? Because for me too is a lot of work going back to pick up these videos one after the other and all that. I mean, I have other things to do. So my best advice is try not to miss class, and even when you miss class, 1 or 2 days, just go back to the video, and you don't have to wait weeks. And then you're asking me for video of like 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. It doesn't add up. How many people do I want to be doing that for? But it's fine. Let's continue. Our time is fast spent. So we looked at question number 1 for the 26 persons that were present, because we did that question. We solved that question late into the class. I think they got a good understanding of it. So I'm just going to, I brought in 4 more questions into this. So now, before it was, I think 4 or 5, but now it's around 7 questions. So I'm going to solve 2 more, and then you pick the other ones and do it yourself. If you have questions, you let me know, right? So that's what we'll do. Then I want to also introduce forward rate agreements. That's the main objective of this class. So after this, we'll go to interest rate forwards and futures to look at forward rate agreements. After this, we'll look at swaps, then option pricing, where we solve Black and Scholes option pricing model. And I think will be good for this diet with this part of SFM. So let's proceed. So we looked at question 1, which was this last week. Those that missed it, please refer to last week video and pick up from there. For those that missed it, let me zoom this out a bit. It's too much for my eyes. Take it back. So those that missed when we solved this question, right? Just refer to the last week video. You see the formula, I introduced the formula, everything. I brought it in. So we are going to solve question number 2 Then I also looked for a question that is related to the interest rate parity we discussed last week or a week ago. That's question that relates to this, not the euro dollar futures. Question that relate to interest rate arbitrage, right? Yes. So let's look at this second question here. A $50 stock pays 8% continuous dividend. The continuously compounded risk-free rate is 6%. What is the price of the prepaid forward contract that expires 1 year from today? And 2, what is the price of the forward contract that expires at the same time? Right? So going by what we've learned so far, who can give me an idea of what is expected in this question? Not the one I highlighted earlier, this one. Yes, I'm waiting. An idea of what is being asked in that question, please. Anybody? You know how I like my class. I like interaction. So just give me an idea. It doesn't matter whether you are right or wrong. It spurs me to explain better. We've done prepaid forward now. Come on, guys. Anybody? Or should I call names? I know my friends. So. Madam Omotola, help us.
This is like I'm listening to Latin, all this derivative, I've been saying it of all the SFM. They think they not give me dead knock on head though. I just follow
of
you.
All the SFM. Are you serious?
I've said it. I've been calling for those who understand to come and teach us. They did not respond.
That's serious. Like all the SFM. Okay.
This topic.
So not just my own part. Okay, this particular
this derivative of a thing. Since you have done forward all these things.
You mean hedging?
Honestly.
Hedging has been giving you issues.
Honest, I just follow you. Honestly. It's like I'm just listening to Latin.
You
said what?
Is there any other person like that?
I said it's only you.
Mr. Timi, we are plenty.
We are plenty. I make Clara call to the class. Anyone that understands, come and teach us. But nobody is ready. Me, I'm just looking at it like dummy.
Yes, so likewise,
this is very surprising. Very, very surprising. Like, but when I teach in the class, you always give me.
You say what, sir?
But when we are in the class, I always get that impression that you guys are following. Why is that?
You know, some people say
you always tell me, okay,
that will understand, but
at the beginning, when they get to this,
you understand?
Me,
So you understand at the beginning, but when you understand in the class, when you have to study on your own, that's when it becomes a problem. Is that what you are saying?
No, when we started the derivative at the beginning, but when we are getting to all these hedging or something, it becomes another thing for me. Though my hope is that when we have revision class, maybe I will grab it. That's what my hope.
We want to apply to the past question, is not applying.
Okay. I think somebody mentioned something about past questions. I think we need to do something, right? You see why I intentionally did not go into past questions is because most of those past questions that I looked at, some of them, like one question, can bring in different hedging techniques. Excuse me for a minute, please. Just a minute. Hello, are we together? So why I'm not taking you guys on past questions is some of those past questions, they build on different aspects of these derivatives, right? And if we go there and I start explaining a particular topic and go into past questions, we will be forced to go to an area that you might not understand, that we have not treated. Do you get? Do you get? So when we start talking about the hedging techniques that are involved, it means that except we want to treat past questions in isolation in such a way that we'll just solve one small part of the past question and leave the other part until we get to it. You understand? That was why I say, okay, instead of me to do that, let me introduce all the derivative techniques, everything, so that we'll look at this thing holistically. We'll get a broader view of everything. That was how I decided to approach it. And I believe if you've been following this class, by now you should understand how we hedge with forward rate contracts, synthetic contracts, all these options, put call parity, everything up to this point. As at this point, I understand that the only thing that we are still holding back on is swaps and option this thing. But if you want me to go into past questions, it's not a problem, right? Maybe from our next class on Sunday, we'll go into it, if that is what you want to. But my fear is that when I start explaining something now, somebody will say, I've not heard this one, I don't even know what it is before. You get? It's not like when you are treating MPV, that is when you see an MPV question, you know that you are dealing with MPV.
Esther, your style is the best. You have to teach us first. For not understanding is not your fault, it's our own fault, it's my own fault. We have to understand what we want to go and treat in the past question. We can't go to past question without understanding that.
The past question is, it's not like we're not going to solve many past questions. In fact,
yes, we understand what to go and face.
I'm targeting like 10 or at least 9 past questions, but I want you to get a grasp. But what we'll do from next class, I will pick past questions and see how we can go about it. Okay, it's just that it might be a problem for some persons. If the way I'm treating it is still a problem, believe me, somebody is saying it in the chat that derivative is a problem, and that person is not like this thing. I'm telling you is not just for you students. This is one topic. I've said this thing before, and I'm not saying it to praise myself or make myself look like I'm one genius. No, this is one topic even lecturers, people that they are avoiding. When it comes to hedging, people avoid it. So you cannot imagine you that is just learning it for the first time. That is why I'm taking this thing like ABCD. I'm doing my best to put it as ABCD. Even my notes, if you take your time and study my notes, you will understand it. It's very simple. I try to put it in the most simplest forms. I don't use ambiguous words or words that are not necessary. I try to avoid that as much as possible, right? So I understand your pain, and honestly, it's not like I expected 100% from you guys. I understand that this is a very difficult part of SFM. I think it's the most difficult. It's the most difficult, honestly. Anything that concerns hedging in SFM is the most difficult. You understand? So we'll work on it. We'll work with past questions, and we'll see. Like there is one option question I saw that related to delta hedging, right? I wanted to solve. Okay, when we finish option, I said let me teach solve one past question. When I looked at the question, they were bringing in delta hedging, and we've not done delta hedging. And when we will do delta hedging is when we now go into option pricing. What was it called? Black and Scholes option pricing model and all those things. We will start introducing all those ideas. So you see what I'm trying to say, that is not something we can just deal in isolation. It's a big thing. You understand? But don't worry. I don't know what I feel kind of guilty. But I will do my best to
Sir,
help you.
please don't feel any guilt. It's not your fault.
No, I understand. That's why I say kind of, because I know it's something that you have a lot of work to do on your part. Derivative is hedging is a very sensitive topic, right? It's a very sensitive topic. And I've put in a lot of effort to break it and make it very simple. Believe me, a lot of effort. So what we will do is we'll see how we'll start introducing past questions. But my intention really was to save those past questions for when we go into revision. That 2 weeks that we go into revision, that was where I wanted to hit on past questions, because we have a very good idea. We would have gotten a very good idea of everything. But it's all right. It's all right. Believe me, even these questions that I'm throwing here, if they put it in exam, some persons will not attempt it. Some of these questions are even more difficult than what is in exam, because some of these questions I get them from CFA materials, and on those CFA materials I try to sieve it as much as possible to bring it down to what we need to do, because they have a lot more advanced questions there, right? I know when you say you're professionals and I say advanced, they sound somehow for a year, but believe me, there's even more to this. Even this is foundation. It's foundation. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but this is foundation basically, right?
Mr. Fred, jokes apart. Do they say this thing for it's not compulsory? You think I will go there? God forbid. It's not a compulsory question. I will not go there. I will choose another question and solve it.
No part of SFM is easy, madam. When I was writing this class,
you said what, John?
See, let me tell you, there is no part of SFM that is easy. I can tell you for free, except you are expecting them to.
There are some topics you can still assimilate and you can still discuss with your colleagues. This one, I beg. I beg we they go. Let me continue. Shall go help us?
Hello, sir.
Go ahead.
One of the things
I'm happy we're having this discussion. And even though time is against me, I want you guys to tell me how you feel. I think this class is good. I want to know how you feel. I've just been teaching. I'm driving everybody along, but I'm glad I'm getting your expression right now. Go ahead, speak up.
One thing I understand with this, one of the issues with this is that some of us do attend physical classes. But at the point, like, if you're in a class, even when you normally take us online, like, the thing will be flowing. But if you just go back home and try to do it on your own, and you just be confused, like, something you just learned 2 minutes ago, but to, like, replicate it or something, just because it just becomes a problem.
When I was writing SFM, I can tell you for free, when I was writing SFM, the guy that taught us SFM was very good. He was very good. I've not seen him in a very long time. Very good. But my brother, he did not touch this guy. He did not touch this part. He did not touch it. He just did one or two things. He just did forward rate agreement. He just look at those ones that are not this year. But
yes,
even you see what I'm teaching you. You know why I'm not using your ICANN pack? If you go and use your ICANN pack, you will not understand one thing. You will even understand more from my notes than you understand from ICANN pack.
Hey, yeah. We
do you get? Do you get?
We are with you, Oga.
Okay. So that's why I'm trying to tell you that I'm looking for the best way to make this as simple as possible. And I know that anytime we're in class, I always try to ask you at every point in time, do you understand? Can I proceed? Even if time is against me, ask questions. All those kind of things.
We don't have choice now.
No, it's not about choice. It's not about you not having choice. It's about you understanding. That's my priority. So if you don't understand something, ask me. Ask me. I know I have a problem on my own, and that problem is.
You don't have problems, sir. We are even at our own end. We have tried that. Is there anyone among us that we should have a group? You can still go back. If we have group discussion, then we explain. If you rub minds together, we can still pick it. So people who know it, understand, are not ready to. You understand?
My question, okay, one question is, do you read my note? Do you read this note that I send to you on a weekly basis? Do you read it?
I used to print it. I have it, sir. I used to print it every day. I used to, well, as you update, I print it. I have it with me here. I have my hard copy of this your note with me.
Okay, good. Read this note. You will get everything you need. See, if you go here, what is this last topic we treated? Euro-dollar futures. I believe the way I explain this euro-dollar futures, it shouldn't be a problem. If you just read it, remember the thing. If you have time, watch this video. Even if it's when you are on your way, maybe except you are driving, but even if you are driving, you can play it on your phone and all that. Just be playing the video, be hearing these things. Some of you just prefer maybe you listen to music and all that. Listen to these videos repeatedly. That's how it sings. Sometimes you don't even need to read. Just listen. You need to apply yourself. I know a lot of you will pass. That's my confidence. Right? A lot of you will pass. It's not a problem. A lot of you will pass, but you need to apply yourself. Because these things might look difficult, but when you are on that hot seat, you will challenge yourself that day. But before you can challenge yourself, you ensure that you have read and also chop well. I told you that day, chop well. Don't go to exam hall with hungry stomach. Okay? So we've spoken a lot. I'll put in more effort. We'll solve a lot more past questions and see how far we can go. Also, what else? Anything that we've not explained in class that we meet in past question, I will explain it in the question. But there's a but, because if I'm explaining it, it might still throw you off, but I will do my best. No problem. Okay, let's go and look at this one. At least these ones we are looking here is very simple. They are very simple questions. We treated question number 1 last week, right? We treated question number 1 last week. Question number 2. So this is the question that I asked for explanation of your understanding that brought up this whole discussion, and it's good. It's good. At least now I know what we are facing here. Now I know what we are facing here. So a stock pays an 8% continuous dividend, continuously compounded risk-free rate is 6%. What is the price of the prepaid forward contract that expires in one year, right? So the prepaid forward, like we already discussed, we say the prepaid forward you are paying today, right? You are paying today, and you pay today, then you agree the forward rates at the end of the contract, right? That is the prepaid. But with a normal forward contract, then with a normal forward contract, we have a situation where you pay on this contract is settled at maturity. Do we have that understanding? Do we have that understanding before we go into this? Let me go back up. This is what I've explained. This is currency forward. This is the prepaid. Okay, this prepaid forward contracts is here, cross hedging. I think I've gone too far. Mama, excuse me, please. Okay, currency prepaid forward is here, right? So this is the prepaid forward, and this is the formula, right? So we have the forward price is equal to your XO. What is XO? XO is your spot rate, right? Times your Euler's formula, 2.71828. I think somebody for that question number one. So somebody gave me 217828. Is wrong. It's 2.71828, right? Which is this E here. Then you have your ROI, which is your foreign interest rate, and then so I'm going. We need to look at. So the question now says a stock pays a dividend of is a $50 stock pays an 8% continuous dividend. The continuously compounded risk-free rate is 6%, right? What is the price of the prepaid forward contract that expires 1 year from today? And number two, what is the price of the forward contract that expires at the same time, right? Now, if you look at this, I told you something about continuous and discrete, right? When we were solving a particular question, I told you something about continuous and discrete. Now, if you look at this first question here, when we solved this question, here we have an actual dividend that we know, right? But here they say they gave us a percentage, right? And because they are giving us a percentage, please, somebody just say something. Let me be sure that you can hear.
We are with you, sir.
Yes, sir.
We are with you, sir.
Okay.
We can't hear you.
You, this network, hear the word of God. Be calm. Be calm now. For Christ's sake.
Madam, it wasn't network. I muted intentionally. Okay, my baby was disturbing me.
Okay.
But I amen to your prayers. Okay, so let's continue. So let's continue. I need to close.
Is it me or the network is truly acting up now?
It's the network.
It's not only you.
God,
It's not only
control. This night that I'm not dozing. I swear you did it, honestly.
Please, is he back now?
Oh, where? We are not even many in the class. We are just 65 in the class.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, welcome back, sir.
Yes. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm so sorry about that.
Not your fault, sir.
So sorry. Okay. So let's solve that question quickly. I was trying to open my Excel. I have a couple of things I was doing before this whole class. I need to close. Open a new sheet. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
You all can see my screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
It's cooperating
Okay.
now.
Okay. We are good. So the question says a $50 stock. So we know what we need to apply. The stock price. Our S, right? That's the spot rate. X0 is equal to 50. Is equal to 50. Sorry. Is equal to 50. This is our spot rate, right? We all know what spot rate is, right?
Yes.
I was trying to zoom this thing
Yes,
out
sir.
for YouTube people. That's why.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your spot rate is your current rate, right? Okay. So back to the question. Close this too. Your spot rate is 50. What else did they give you? They say the stock pays a continuous dividend. It pays a continuous dividend, right? So our dividend in the formula. Let's go back to the formula for prepaid forward. And I want to copy it out.
That is spot rate raised to power future interest.
This is currency prepaid forward. Okay. Let me control. I want to take a screenshot so I don't have to be zooming back up and down all the time. Okay. So now this is the formula, right? This is the formula.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, in this formula, you know this prepaid forward here now, this formula that I gave to you, if I go back to the details of the formula, you know this ROI that is raised there, you know they say it is foreign interest rate, right? They say it is what? Interest rate. But now what we were given in this question
is dividend.
Is dividend, right? So we will now come here. And so if you can rewrite this, so for your own sake, write this formula do equal to when ROI is equal to interest rates. Then write the same formula, replace ROI with a symbol like D, right?
Okay, which is dividend.
When you have dividend, exactly. Right? So is this formula we are applying, but in this case, we are bringing in dividend rates, dividend yield. You get dividend yield. because that was what they gave to us here. I think I've gone far. Dividend, 8 continuous dividend, right? It's 8%. Now the component compounded interest rate. What is the prepaid forward contract that expires at 1 year from today? So in this first one, right, where we have the dividend, we say the dividend rate, DRO, let me put it that way, is equal to 8%, right? Now, the next part we need to bring in is E, right? So E is equal to what? 2.71828, right? Showing continuous compounding, right? So if we have E, we already know what T is, right? They say 1 year from 1 year time, right? So T is equal to 1. So with this now, apply it into your computation, because I need to bring you guys along now. Let's work it out together. So do this. I've given you this.
Please, I want to be able to solve the first. Sir, there is 6%. The 6%, sir.
The 6%, don't worry. We'll still have to take note of it. But first of all, solve it.
Okay.
I'm coming. Just solve that one. I want to get something too.
Listen, you need to zoom. You need to zoom, and we can barely see. I can barely see.
I need to zoom out. Okay, yeah, I was taken out, right? I left and joined back. So I thought okay. So I think you can see now. So let me bring this one here. Oops.
Sir, in the formula, is that minus RYT or
no? It's just raised to power. It's raised to power. It's raised to power. You know, in this other one, we put it in bracket. This one, we did not put it in bracket. That's why. It's just the way the formula is given. So it's raised to power. You get? If it's minus, the minus will be in the middle of R now.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Wait, oh, sorry. I think it's minus. Oh, please make it minus. It's not underscore. It's minus. Hello?
Okay,
can you hear me? Yes, make
Yes.
it minus. It's minus, yes. Please, we should be done with this by now. So risk-free rate, right, is 6%. So we should be done with this one by now. Are we done? Are we done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well done.
Okay, give me your answers.
46.16.
46.16.
46.16. So I think all of us have the same answer. Is there anybody that is getting something different? Is there anybody that is getting something different? Okay,
somebody in the chat box wrote 54.16. Somebody in the chat box is getting 54.16.
54.
Somebody in the chat box.
No, that person is wrong. Please look at your computation again. So XO
It's
is
me,
50.
oh, it's me. I've corrected it, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay, good. Now the next one they are asking us to solve is the risk-free rate, right? I said the risk-free rate is the one that we now need to bring in the risk-free rate. If we are bringing in the risk-free rate,
Excuse me, I don't understand what we are solving. No.
You don't understand what we
but I
are
don't
solving.
understand what we are solving.
Are you just
I
joining the
don't.
class? Are you just joining the class?
Yes.
Okay. We are solving this question. We are solving this question. This question here, the one that I have highlighted here. So this is where we got all the values that we are bringing in. The 20, this 58%, 6%, all of them that we brought into here, into this. This is our spot rate, $50. Our dividend, 8%. You know the Euler number.
Sir, please, they should mute their mic. It's disturbing and it's not really nice in the ear.
Okay. Okay, please mute your mic. So the person that say you don't understand, I believe you are up to speak with us now. So if you want to solve for this one, now where you have RO minus ROI, bring in 6% as your RO. What ROI is. Solve for this. This is your forward rate. This is your prepaid forward rate. So this is your forward rate. This is your prepaid forward rate. So solve for your forward rate now. What you have solved for is prepaid. This prepaid is assuming you are making a payment now, right? Assuming you are making a payment now. So now solve for the forward rate. Assuming you are not making any payment now, you are going to make payments at the end of the expiration of the forward contract. That is when you, because if you look at the two questions here, the first one, they say, what is the price of the prepaid forward contract that expires 1 year from today? The second one is, what is the price of the forward contract, right? So the prepaid is the one we just looked at now, which is this one here. Currency prepaid is the one we just looked at here. This is, which is this one. Let me see if I can. Okay, I think I copied them. Oh, this is, I'll correct it. This is minus, please, guys. Correct it if you print it out. This is the prepaid, right? This is what we do. So now this is forward. So this is the forward contract that we are bringing in. So in place of this arrow, you are bringing 6%, which is your risk-free rate, right? So let's do that quickly. Let's solve it. Give me your answers. Solve. No time. We've talked too much. We've taken a long time. We need to just do things now and see how we can wrap it up.
Sorry, sir. Since the
Yes.
R is 6%, is the RY the 8%?
Exactly. That was what you used as RY in the previous question now. In the previous solution. Go ahead now. Apply it here. It's Justin in this class. 49 point what?
09.
09. Okay. Is Justin in this class? Justin. Justin is not here. What about David? Okay. Okay, go ahead. I'm just asking for some people that I know we always converse together in class, but you're all my people. I don't have favorites.
Is it my David?
Go ahead.
Is it your David?
Okay, David, yeah, you are here. David, when everybody was airing their point, their view, unmute yourself. You did not tell me whether you are following the class or whether Hedging is edging you too. I want to know.
It's edging me, but I think I'm still average. Let me put it that way.
Okay. All right. So do we have our answer? Somebody gave me 49.09. I need to from someone else too.
Yeah, 49.01.
What is RY?
RY is 8%.
$49.01.
49.01, right? Okay. So that is our answer. I believe that is what I have too. If anybody is confused, please, what you need to do is put the right values where they belong, and we are good. Now, let's proceed. I had something in mind I wanted to say, but I've forgotten. So let's proceed. My intention is to solve two questions. So we are done with that one. Let's look at another very simple question. So these things they are not difficult. I don't know. You just need to know what you are solving, what the question is asking. This is why you are writing ICANN, right? You don't expect ICANN to make it easy for you. They will just throw the question. You might not know what is required, which formula to text, as you already know. Your question papers, you already know, but some will not, right? So you just need to know which formula you are applying to what, and which what the question is asking you to do, and you will be good. But don't worry, we are together. So let's look at this other one. I brought in this one. Question number 3. Spot USD Euro. We have a spot USD Euro, which is equal to 1.25. So we know that this is exchange rate, right? Once you are looking at USD Euro, you know that you are looking at exchange rate, right? So the domestic interest rate is equal to 3%. The foreign interest rate is equal to 1.5%. They say the time to maturity T is 9 years. It's not 9 years, please. This is 9 months. It should be 9 months, right? That question should be 9 months. Are we together? Please correct that in your notes, or write it somewhere in case you are looking at it on your own again. It's 9 months, please, not 9 years. Do we get 9 months, not 9 years? Time to maturity T is 9 months, not 9 years. Are we together? Have we taken note of that? All right. So T is 9 months, not 9 years, right? So now, what is the 9-month forward rate USD Euro implied interest rate parity? So when you see a question like this now, from what we have done so far, let me in fact ask first of all, because I want to ensure that you are picking up what this question is requesting. When they say the implied interest rate parity, is this something we have looked at before? Is this something, do you know what how to approach this question? Anybody? Do you think it's something you have heard before?
Yes, we first use the interest rate parity to get the exchange rate before we use the formula.
Good. So this is why I'm asking you, is because I want you to understand that this thing is just application. Every question, even in the ICANN questions, you need to know that what you are being asked for. If you don't know that, you cannot arrive at the solution. So anything when you're saying it's difficult, it's giving me the impression that you actually do not understand the things properly. Because this is when we did the covered interest rate. Let me see the covered interest rate parity. I think we did it here. Yes, covered interest rate arbitrage, right? This was something we looked at here, and it's what we are going to be applying on this equation, this question. So just at every point, know what they're asking you for. It's a lot of things. Even me, I will tell you for free. It's a lot of things to take in. When you add this to what you have in other parts of SFM, it's a lot, but you just have to try. Okay, you just have to try. So let's pick out the values here. We have our spot rate. Please, is anybody confused as to what is required of us in this question? Spot rate is 1.25, right? 1.25. What do we have? We have domestic interest rates, right? Domestic interest rates. Domestic interest rate is coming
3%.
It's 3%, right?
Yes.
Okay, domestic interest rate is 3%. So let me bring that here. The next one is what? Foreign interest rate is 1.5%. Foreign interest rates. So this is domestic interest rate. I will leave it as DI, right? No, ID. ID. Let me leave it at this. Then let me create a column, a row here. So I'll put IF. Interest rate in the foreign country is 1.5%, right? 1.5%, right? What else is in the question? Our T is 9 months, right? Our T is 9 months. 9 months is equals to how many years? 9 months is equal to how many years?
Is it 9 divided by 2?
9
Yes, I think it's 0.75, right? Right? Do we have risk-free rate in that question?
0.75.
Do we have risk-free rate in that question? No. So I will take this out.
And the spot rate.
Yeah, we have the spot rate now. I think it's 1.25. Let's be sure we pick the right value. The spot USD exchange rate. Okay, so this the USD Euro exchange rate is 1.25. We picked it, right? Good. So if we have this, all this, now I'm going to go back to the lecture we had the last time where I solved this. I think I stated a formula somewhere here. Interest rate arbitrage. We explained the relationship between the interest rate and the exchange rate, right? Where I brought in the present value explanation as to why it is important to take risk cognizance of interest rate when you are discussing foreign transactions, right? You want to take from one country, invest in another country, how to hedge that risk. We explained all that. So if you are using this formula, I ought to have stated the formula for this. I ought to have stated the formula for this somewhere. I think this is it. Is it the same formula that we applied here? Okay. Okay, I will get the formula for this, but I think it's very similar to this. But this one, when I finished explaining, for those that stayed late into the class, I explained something further. I said that if you apply this formula to this equation, you will not get the same answer. However, they both address the same situation. The difference is that if in the question you were told that it is continuous compounding, right? If it is stated clearly in the question that it is continuous compounding, you solve it this way. And I believe that why I brought this in is because most exam situation does not bring in continuous compounding. They bring in discrete, so they did not mention it. So this is what you mostly see in your exam. But for the sake of explaining to you, because this is very direct, it's very simple, but for the sake of explaining to you, because it can throw you off balance. When you are solving in exam, if you do not see, if they give you a question on interest rate parity and they do not tell you that the interest rates are compounded continuously, please use this formula, right? Use this formula. And this formula is simple. Where your S is your spot rate, right? Your ARU US is the interest rate of the domestic country, right? And the RUI is the interest rate of the foreign country. Why? Right? So this is how you apply it. So if you come to this our question here, I think it's question 3 we are looking at. So in this question, they say the spot rate, they gave us everything, and there is no part of it that said continuous compounding. So this is what we will apply, right? This is what we will apply. In your questions, I believe this is the kind of question, this is the one you will see mostly in exam. I will search the past questions. So this is what we will use to solve this equation. So I can take this out. We are done with this. We are done with this. This is what we use to solve this equation, right? So I'm bringing in the values now. Go back to the question. Okay, I think I've done that already. So now this is key. This is key, right? This is key. What I'm highlighting here is key. Let me make it bold. Is key, right? Is key between continuous and discrete, right? So if you are told about continuous compounding, you know that you are bringing this value in, like we did in this brief example we solved here. In this brief example we solved here, right? This was the formula we used. Where is it? Covered interest arbitrage, yes. So we brought in our E, right? And multiplied it by our spot rate to get our continuous compounding. To get our forward rate based on continuous compounding, right? This was what we did. So if you are solving and they are not told, or if the question does not give you continuous compounding, if it's not stated, if they want you to apply continuous compounding, they will explain it. And please, when they give you that, the simple formula is your futures rate is equal to your spot rate multiplied by this 2.71828 raised to power the interest rate of the domestic country minus foreign country times your T, right? That is the formula. Now, if that is not the case, this is what you do. Am I making myself clear? Do
Yes,
you
sir.
understand
But
why we are solving this?
yes,
Now,
sir.
good.
But sir,
So
sorry, this exponential 2.7183, is it constant?
2.7, yes, it's constant. So anywhere you are solving and you need to bring in E, this is what E is. Is
Okay.
your Euler's
Thank you, sir.
number, right? It is
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
2.71828. Sorry, is my Excel that is approximating. No, is 828. Bring in the full value, right? 2.71828 is constant. Do you get?
Yes, sir. Very well. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So if we are to solve, your ROD, your ID, which is your domestic rate, right? Domestic, and here you have foreign. So based on what I'm giving to you, please solve for your forward price. So this is your foreign and this is your domestic, right? One more thing. Let me write this formula out because I'm seeing that they did not bring in T. So let me say F. What is textbook say? F is equal to S times open bracket 1 plus RD close bracket. I don't know how I'm going to do this T now. Close bracket T. Is there a way?
So can you slash now? Is it not divide? We use slash.
No, it's not divide. It's raised to power T. Okay, sorry, I know what to do. So this is it. This is it here. I want to bring in the formula in a way that it will make sense in your eyes. Let's make everything here. So oops. Then this one will be ROF. Do you get what I'm doing? So this is how the formula should be, right? So what you have here is basically what I've just done here. It's the same thing that I just did here. What you have here is the same thing I just did here, right? However, I brought in T where you need to take cognizance. So in this formula, they are just assuming T is equal to 1, right? If it's 1, it's still the same thing. But where t is not equal to 1, you need to take cognizance of it. Are we good?
Yes,
Do
sir.
we understand it? Do you understand this thing I just did now?
Yes.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same formula. So I just try to replicate it in a way that will be clear for everybody, right? So if we have this and we apply it to this, so I'm going to take out this. I want to delete it because we might still need it. So if we have this, apply it to this, and let's get our answers. Let's get our answers. So first of all, you do 1.03, which is the same thing as 1 plus 3%, right? Raised to power 0.75. You know, 0.75 is 9 months, right? You get your numerator. You do 1 plus what's the other rate? 1.015, right? 1.015 raised to power 0.75. You get your denominator, then you do the ratio, right? Divide these two. Whatever you have, multiply it by s, and you will have your answer, which is the forward rate at 6 months. I believe that's what they are asking us here. What is the 9 months forward rate? Yes, euro dollar implied by interest rate parity. Okay, so do that for me. Give me your answer. I've already worked out mine before coming to the class. So
1.23. 1.23.
1.23. Okay. Is somebody giving us another answer?
1.26.
1.26. Okay.
Yes.
From the mouth of many, the truth shall be established. We have 1.23, 1.26. Who is next? Give us more answers. More answers.
1.26.
1.26. Okay.
1.26, sir.
1.26. Okay, I think we are all on the same page. So I want to draw your attention to something. We are all on the same page. We are all correct. If your answer is 1.26, even you that you got 1.23, I believe you are correct. If you get that in exam, you will be given a good mark. Just some approximation. That's it. So if you look at the bottom of your screen here, you will see my battery is almost gone. So please give me a minute or two to fix that. Is somebody saying something? Is somebody saying something? Okay, I'm coming. Just hold on. Let me connect this system. I need to mute this. Okay. So hold on, no, don't go. Before I come back, now how many persons are in this class? Let me see, 45, from 66 to 45. Okay, 45, please, nobody should leave. Thank you.
Hello, class. Hello, everyone.
Hello? Hello?
Yes. Please, is there anyone that understands this topic very so that person can put all through in our study group? Just open those WhatsApp group and we are not making use of it at all. Auntie Shiri, please off your camera.
You guys have a study group? That's interesting.
For all the courses. But
I
for me,
think
I'm only writing papers. That is SFM and SBL.
I think if one goes through the note again and again and again, one will be able to figure it out. That's what
I
I
beg
think.
my brother, there are some topic, if you go through it 200 times, if it's not something that will explain to you, you can't even get it. Ugh. So maybe if you go through, you understand, come and put us through, please. We are begging you, Biko. Do you observe that? You people observe that this topic that we don't have people, other topics, you be lobbying to get it. You mistakenly go out like this to come in our hala. But this one, you have enough space. Can't you observe?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I noticed it. Even especially for that working capital class, you will never see space at all.
You're right, man.
The SBRO class. You will see that before they open, share the link. Within 5 minutes, the
thing
place
is
is
full.
100 plus.
Because truly people are not getting it. People are looking for alternative.
So, are we
People
good?
are looking for truly, I too am not getting. I'm just like
Hello,
listening
guys.
to be sincere.
Back, sir.
I'm not getting.
Is our lecturer back?
Hello, guys.
Hi,
I am back.
you're
I heard everything you guys were saying, Shao. I'm surprised that somebody said that even this one that we did, you did not get it. How?
No.
This one today, we got that one. I got it.
It's
If
possible.
you
got
cannot
this
solve
one.
these basic examples, how are we going to treat
We
past
got
questions
this
that are
one.
scenario based?
I think, sir, what we're going to do on our own is that for each this topic, we know the formula that goes with each topic. So that's just it.
Okay,
Exactly.
6 people left. We are 39 now, but let's continue. So this is we just have 15 minutes left, right? And we still have many questions. I intended to solve up to question number 4, but I will stop. I will not continue
Don't
because I
stop,
want
sir.
to
We are
introduce this
here.
topic.
We are here, please. We are here. Don't
No,
stop.
I'm not stopping because of you. I'm not
Sir,
stopping
please
because
don't
of you. I'm
stop. Oh,
stopping
don't
because of
stop.
time.
Now
We are
that
not
the
sleeping tonight.
network is
Please, sir.
cooperating this time, sir. Please, we are here. The network is cooperating. Please, let's solve the 4 questions.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm going to stop the class. I'm saying I'm going to stop on the examples we are solving, right?
Let's solve
So
all the
that you can
examples.
attempt. No, we have 7. You don't want us to learn other things. All these examples, they are related to things we have solved, and I've already done 3 for you. So I believe if you just use what we have done, apply it to this, you should be able to get, like this one. What is the no arbitrage forward price? They're asking for forward price for 9 months. This number 5, 6, and this thing, you should be able to get it now. You understand? Well, this is similar to what we just solved now for the forward price and this thing that we solved. So you are applying this formula. You are applying this formula to it, not this. Yeah, this is the forward price you get. So they are all forward price. So just apply it. I don't want us to be stuck. If you look at the topic of this night, or the this thing is forward rate agreement, and I want to teach this thing today because time is against us. As much as I want you to understand, I also have an objective to cover. You want them to punish me in Apex that I did not teach everything that I need to teach. You get? So just solve these things. They are simple. I've shown you what to do. My problem is that when I give you things like this, only 1 or 2 persons that will come back to my DM and say, sir, I did this, I did that. How are you supposed to catch it up? And when they come, I would always tell them, okay, this is the answer, this is where you are wrong. If you got it, I'll tell you are correct and all that. So apply yourself to these things. That's why I don't give solutions to these things. Solve it. That's how I learn. I attempt things on my own. If I fail, I go and look for the answer. You get? The fear is not to fail now, it's to fail when you are in the exam. So right now, solve it. You get what I'm saying?
Hello, sir. I have a question, sir.
I'm with you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think I'm having hope small that the exam will be good. Amen. But my question is this interest rate parity, you modify the formula to be X times 1 plus ROD, that's rate of domestic currency, raised to power T, which is time. But the default formula you gave to us, there is no time. So I want to ask, hello, sir?
That, the times
yes,
is
go ahead.
In exam scenario now, when do we know how to fix in this time, which is a T, or just use this default formula that was given to us from the study material? Because what I saw here from the study material is 1 plus ROUX, which is US dollars rate, and then all over 1 plus ROJP, which is a rate in Japan. So if they give us different currency, how do we know which one is the domestic and then which one is the foreign? Because from the two currency in the default formula, of course, they are foreign currency when compared to Naira. So in exam condition, how do we fathom it out?
So you have asked 2 questions now. Number 1 is to know when to bring in your time, right? And number 2 is to know which one is a domestic and which one is foreign currency. Is that your 2 questions?
Yes.
Okay. Number 1, if you are given a question, now this formula that I gave to you is still inclusive of time. However, it is assumed here that the time is 1 year. So if you raise this to power 1, still the same answer. But because now we are giving a 9 months period, right? A 9 months period, we have to bring it to 9 months.
9 months.
That is number 1. Number 2, in your question in exam, if they give you if you have an exam question, you will always know which country you are from. Because most of the questions, they are scenario based, right? So they will always tell you where your company is located. So when you know where your company is located, by default, you know which one is the domestic and foreign rate. Do you get?
Okay, sir. So in exam scenario, the country where their company is domicile is regarded as a domestic currency.
Yes, the country where your own company. So they will give you a device that you are an accountant based in so country. Your company wants to go and trade in so country. The exchange rate for the country where you is so. By that you will pick it. I can not come and tell you that domestic rate is this. You just have to look at the question, understand the question.
Okay, sir. Thank
domestic
you.
and which is foreign. So on your own, you go out and write it. Domestic rate, foreign rate. You understand? Are we good?
Yes, thank you.
All right. So what you need to do, like I was saying, just solve these questions, right? This time I must introduce this topic this night. By now I should be teaching swaps. I cannot afford not to go forward this night. We're almost at 11 o'clock, and that's when we should be done. So please forgive me. Solve, come to my DM and ask questions. Okay, if I have time to, I will just do it randomly, write it out and send it to you guys. But I believe there's everything here we have done. We've looked at it both in class and even in these examples that we just solved should give you a good idea of what you should do here. Suppose you observe a 6-month forward price, or what arbitrage would you undertake? All these things are there now. They are there. Okay, let's go on. Are we together now?
Yes, sir. We full ground, sir. We full ground here.
Hello, guys. Are we together?
Yes, sir. We full ground. We don't hear, sir.
Hello.
We full ground.
Yes, we are
I
here.
hear you. Are you hearing us?
Network did their thing again. I'm sorry. I was just telling you that please forgive me for not solving all the questions, but I just need to proceed because we are already far behind schedule.
We've heard you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Olanka. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's continue, right? So let's look at interest rate forwards and futures. So the previous ones we looked at, they are mainly for exchange rate, right? So with everything we have done here, we are good with exchange rate hedging, right? We are good. So now we want to look at interest rate. In finance, one of the most important concepts is comparing cash flows that occur at different points in time. To do this, we use interest rates to calculate present values. We know this. Suppose you have the chance to spend, for instance, suppose you have the chance to spend $1 1 year from today in order to receive $2 2 years from today. To know whether this is a good opportunity, you must calculate the present value of these cash flows. This requires using the appropriate interest rate to discount both the outflow and inflow of $2 back to today's value. Right? Present value allows us to compare different cash flows even when they occur at different times. By discounting futures amounts to today's terms, we can see the opportunities, which opportunities are more valuable. Everything I've read here is very self-explanatory, right? They are just simply saying the importance of present value. You can bring in amounts from the future to the current, to today's date, by using the interest rate as a discount factor. So in this example, they are saying, assuming you want to receive $1 1 year from today, and you want to spend, you plan to spend $1 1 year from today, and that $1 is expected to earn you $2 2 years from today. How will you know if the opportunity is a good opportunity? Doing your investment appraisal, you simply discount, right? Discount your cash flows to the present day. And what is your decision? If MPV is greater than what? Who can help me? How will you judge if your investment is good using the MPV?
If MPV is positive, you accept the project. If negative, you decline.
It's positive.
Yes, so
positive MPV.
These are just ways of appraising a project using the present value. That's what they are saying. So we know the importance of present value, of interest rates in present value. Interest rate is like a compensation for not using your money now. That's majorly what interest is about. It's about compensating you for somebody else using your money or not using your money now. So you use it to say, assuming I'm not, when you are discounting, you are simply saying, assuming I'm not earning these interest rates, that is what you are using to bring the money back to today. How much would that my money be? You get, that's just what it is. So when you look at interest rates, we know that interest rates are mostly connected to what? Bonds or to debt, right? And when you look at bonds, bonds are mostly fixed income instruments. Like what I mean, they are mostly connected to debt instruments, right? They are mostly connected. So whenever we are speaking of interest rates, we are looking at things that relate to to debt, right? So that's why I was asking you the other day about yield to maturity, duration, and all those kind of things. But I don't know if time will permit me to do that, or has somebody else treated it with you? Has somebody else treated it with you?
What, sir?
It's a question. Eh?
No, sir. No.
No, sir.
No. Okay,
No.
if we have time, it's very simple. It's just about determining the present value and the market value of your debt, which is simply the present value, right? You discount it. You would have done all these things too in your what is it called? When you are determining debt to equity ratio and all those kind of things, right? You would have done the value of your debt, the price of the debt, and all those kind of things. You would have done it. So, but basically, that's what the yield to maturity and all that, and the value of the bond is about too. So, why am I briefly touching on bonds? Is because interest rate relates mostly with bonds, right? So, or do you think interest rate relates to equity? Is a question.
Dividend.
No. No.
Interest has to do
No.
with debt now. Dividend has to do with equity.
Yes, dividend is for equity. So when you have your equity as an equity investor, is either you are earning dividend or maybe the stock price is increasing, right? That's how you get return from equity.
Yes.
Maybe if the stock price increases from the market price, your entry price, you make profit. If it reduces, you make a loss. That's how you earn from equity. So when you talk about interest rates, you are mainly looking at debt instruments, right? So that is why we have bonds here. So the bonds here, there are different types of bond instruments, but look at this one, TB, which is usually the government bond, right? They are short term, usually within 1 year. We have 9 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, just like that. Those are what treasury bills are, right? Then we have treasury notes and treasury bonds. Treasury notes and treasury bonds are more of longer. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm not a talkative. So anytime I talk, it happens like that. If you meet me in person, I'm a very quiet person. Except we want to discuss football. That's when I can argue with you for morning till night. No, don't mind me, I'm joking. I'm not a talkative at all. So treasury bills and treasury notes, right? They are more of longer term. Treasury notes have maturities up to like 10 years, you get, while treasury bonds have maturity more than 10 years, you get. So when you are looking at all these different instruments, you know their peculiarities. I just summarize them here. They pay periodic coupons. Now we have the zero coupon bond, right? It's a question. You have heard of it, right? What do you understand by that bond? Because we also look at how it is used to as a synthetic forward. I think I brought it in here. Synthetic forward rates, yes. Zero coupon bonds. Does anybody know anything about it? Can you just tell us a thing or two? So zero coupon bonds, unlike all these other bonds that pay periodic coupons, right? The zero coupon bond does not pay periodic coupon. Rather, it pays at the end of the contract. It just pays the par value. It's purchased at discounted price, so you can purchase it for some amount less than the par value, right? And then as at the end of the contract or maturity of the contract, you get this thing, you get the par value. So the difference, we'll explain it a bit more, and we'll explain how you use that to hedge as well. Okay, so that's just the introduction here. So now this is a very important one. Is always, I think this is very tested. Yeah, always tested usually. The forward rate agreements. That's why we need to touch it, and swaps, right? If we finish swaps, we would have touched every one of the instruments that are used for hedging. Then we just need to do the option pricing deeper, binomial, and black and scholes. If we do those two, I'm wondering what you are saying, why you guys are saying these ones are even confusing. When we look at black and scholes, God help us, but God will give us directive to make it easy for everybody. Okay, so that said, the forward rate agreements. Forward rate agreements. Now, what I'm going to say, I want you to just take it and put it in your pocket, right? It is very important. Forward rate agreements, they are mainly used for interest rates hedging. Or not mainly, they are only used for interest rates. So other things we'll be looking at, all those other ones that we'll be looking at, they are not related to interest rates hedging mainly. When you want to hedge interest, I know we talked about interest rates in the previous one, but those ones in the previous explanations we just did, where we did the covered interest arbitrage and all that, that one, what you are hedging there is exchange rates. But you are bringing in interest rates in because of the role it plays in foreign transactions. Am I making sense? When you are hedging interest rates, your target is to hedge interest rates. We know interest rate change as well, right? Can somebody answer me? You know interest rate change as well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So there is a possibility that when you go into you go into a contract, maybe you buy a bond, between the time you bought the bond and the time of maturity, the interest rate might have changed, either increased or decreased. So if you want to lock in your interest rates to make sure that you have a particular expected return on that investment that will not change irrespective of what happens, whether the interest rate change, economic policy, whatever causes change in the society. If you want to lock in, what you are using is forward rate agreement. Now, I was explaining something. I say you need to know what you are applying. And for you to know what you are applying, you need to know, okay, let me put it this way. First of all, you need to know your objective. If I'm reading a question, I know maybe you have heard of this do, and what I think most people do. When I see a question, I don't read it. The first thing I go to is the requirement. That requirement alone will just tell you what you need to get. So you first of all need to understand the objective. What do you want to achieve in this question? That is what will now direct you to what you want to apply to achieve it. Then you will now start looking for how to get that thing to apply. So it's a three-way thing. Understand what they are asking you, what is the objective. The second thing is to understand what is the objective, how do I achieve this objective, then learn how do I get the things that can help me to achieve this objective, right? So if they are asking you to hedge for interest rates, just have it in mind that you are coming to forward rate agreements. You get things under forward rate agreements. But when they are talking about exchange rates and all those things, you can now start looking. Somebody raised their hand or asked a question. I saw a pop-up here. Did anybody ask a question? Let me see. Where is that chart, sir? I think so. Okay, we full ground. Okay. Okay. No problem. Nobody asked a question. So when they are asking you to hedge interest rate, you are looking at forward rate. So forward rate agreement. Have I spoken something to somebody now? I'm always asking this question if I'm getting the message across. Or at the end of the day, if you're telling me that it is expected, I
Okay, hello, sir.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
I just want to be sure. This forward rate agreement now, does it imply? I don't know if I'm getting it right though. That's what I'm trying to ask.
Does it require what?
Does it imply that, for instance, let somebody assume that an investor assume that he's making an investment at a specified interest rate now for future maturity date? The forward agreement doesn't imply that no matter what happens, the interest rate will be static till it gets matured.
Yes. Now, it doesn't mean that interest rate will not change. Interest rate will change. But the idea is that if you assume that you are investing 100 million today, right? And you expect to get a 10% by December, right? Within now and December, interest rate can go to 12% or it can come to 9%.
9%,
right? Good. Anything can happen. But when you go into a forward rate agreement, what you are doing is that you are going to use this forward rate agreement to lock in your expected return, which is 10%.
Okay.
So that no matter how that interest rate change, you will still hold that position of 10%.
But it can be increased, just that it will not come lower than 10%.
No, forget whatever is happening.
Okay.
Forget about what is happening in the market. You are using this exchange rate to make sure that no matter what happens in the market, you are using this contract rather to make sure that no matter what happens in the market, the return on your investment is going to be 10%.
Okay.
Do you get? That's why I always use the word locking.
So, sir,
yes.
Okay, that means
gain or he lost at the end of the day.
No. So your contract is, and we will explain how you use this to hedge, right? But let me give you the idea.
Okay.
Your plan is to make sure that you get 10 million naira on your 10,000, 100 million naira investment, right? Now, within now till December, I think we are in the fourth quarter already. Within now till December, your interest rate can go to 15%, or it can fall to 8%.
Yes.
Normally, right? So if interest rate goes to 15%, you will gain, right? If interest rate falls to 8%, you will lose. Now, that your investment is there, but you want to make sure that you gain 10% on your investment. You want to make sure that you gain 10% on your investment. You don't want to change your game. You get? Okay. You will now go into a forward rate agreement. That forward rate agreement, there is a movement. I will explain how the hedging is done. There is a movement that when whatever happens in the market, you will use the return from the forward rate agreement to compensate the loss in your actual investment.
Okay, sir. Sorry. Hello.
That's what I'm saying. You are locking the return. Do you get the idea? Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. Now, what I'm asking is because maybe in real life scenarios, let me use the example of this treasury bill. Customers or investors, they just opt in for treasury bill All they know that the interest rate is fixed. At the maturity, they will liquidate their funds at fixed value. But at the point of making the investment, it will be deducted from the account at discounted value. So does it mean that this forward rate agreement now is being entered by that investor unaware?
No. The investor does not go into a forward rate agreement unaware. Let's assume now, you know, your treasury bill is risk-free. The rate on treasury bill is risk-free because it is government rate and it is somehow guaranteed, right? Even though we have it at the bottom part of our heart that no investment is actually risk-free. Anything can happen, but we give that leverage to treasury bills, right? But let me use your treasury bill. No investor goes into a forward rate agreement unaware. And have it in mind that you have two things in here. Open your right hand and your left hand. On your right hand, you have your investment. On your left hand, you have your forward rate agreement. The investment you are talking about, I'm just using your T-bill now, for example. The investment you are talking about, anything can happen to it based on market rates, right? But your forward rate agreement is built in such a way that whatever happens to this your investment, you will use the return on this your forward rate agreement to compensate yourself for either the loss or the gain on your investment. In such a way, you have ensured that the return that you expected to get on that treasury bill, you are still getting it, no matter what happened in the market. Is it making sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Omotola, okay, go ahead.
To me, it seems all this is based on speculation, right?
Yes, to some extent. Go ahead.
And that's what I just want to ask. It's like all this thing is based on speculations.
Yes, normally investors prices or market values are based on speculation. But your idea, this is what this leads us to everything that we have been learning from the beginning of this class. It is always coming down to using the return or the return from the hedging contract to compensate for either the loss or excess gain on your actual investment. That is how hedging is done. So when we talked about forward contracts, options, forward rate agreement, everything we've been speaking about is about using from your contracts to compensate. That is how the whole hedging process. If you look at everything we've been learning.
So can I say again, sir, it's like insuring our risk.
Exactly. So derivative is an insurance. If you go to my notes, you see insurance full everywhere.
You have something to fall on at the end of the day.
Yes.
Don't lose
see insurance. They can act as derivatives are not inherent, they are not bets. They act as what? Insurance. If you look, insurance plenty.
So fall back on no matter what comes.
This is like buying fire insurance. There are insurances to your investments, but that insurance is a two-way thing. You understand? You know that normal insurance, when you insure your car, is only when bad thing happens that you get compensated for it. But when you are using derivatives, even if you gain, your derivative contract will wipe out your gain. It's just making sure that your target is achieved.
Okay.
If you lose, your derivative contract will wipe out your loss. You will achieve your target. If you gain, your derivative contract will wipe out your gain. You will achieve your target. If you gain excessively.
Okay.
Do you get the point?
Yes.
So everything is just about insurance. Everything we see, everything is about insurance. You get. So the lady that asked that took us this far, I hope we've been able to clear it out.
I'm sorry.
No need to be sorry. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all.
I am even glad you asked, because some persons will not ask, and then at the end of the day we'll hear that this thing is scattering my head. But understand it. Understand it. You need to understand it. That's what is most important to me, right? So I believe everything that we've spoken now is clear with forward rate agreements. Know that if you are looking at hedging your interest rates, you are looking at forward rate. So a forward rate agreement is a financial contract between two parties to lock in an interest rate today for a loan on investment that will occur at future dates. Some features are, it is a forward contract based on interest rate. So I've told you, when you are hedging interest rates, you are looking at forward rate agreements, right? It involves a notional principal, right? Notional principal of 1 million. We've always spoken about notional value, and I told you the notional value is the size, right? But no actual money is borrowed or lent through the forward rate agreement, right? You don't do borrowing with the forward rate agreement. It's just a contract to match interest rates. It is typically an overhead, over the counter contract. We explained this when we are looking at forward rate contracts, right? Forward contracts rather. Forward contracts are usually over the counter contracts, customized and traded privately. They are customized, they are not standardized. So forward rate agreements are used to hedge interest rate risk, and they guarantee a fixed borrowing or lending rate, protecting against future rate changes. How it works: the borrower locks in a rate today, forward rate agreement, forward FROA, so you lock in a rate today. Now we'll look at this settlement. Let me see, this is 1118. We'll look at this settlement, it's very important. The borrower locks in a rate today, that means you agree a rate today. So let me explain all these things that we've talked about. Sorry, let me answer a call. Yes, I muted for a reason. I'm back now. So forward rate agreement. So now you want to buy a bond or something, like when this is 1st of October, right? You want to buy a bond in December, right? That's when you want to buy a bond. And within now till that December, that's when you are buying the bond. Then that bond maybe is for, like, let's say, like a treasury note, right? For like 2 years treasury note. If you buy it as of December, it is expected that in the next 2 years, 2027, right? That bond will, December 2027, I mean November 2027, that bond will either give you a return or you might even make a loss depending on the interest rates. So you would have determined your time. So you can now use your forward rate agreement to agree a rate today. So if as of December the rate is going to be 10%, you can agree that this bond that I'm going to buy, you have not bought the bond, though. Understand me? You have not bought the bond, but you cannot go into a forward rate agreement and say, this bond that I'm going to buy, I will buy it at 12%. The rate I'm going to buy it at is what? 12%. So you agree the rate today. That's what this first part means. The borrower locks in the rate today. So the forward rate, that's why we have FROA rate, is agreed today. So the forward rate is agreed on that particular day, not the market rate. Am I speaking sense? Somebody reply. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you are agreeing the forward. You are agreeing the forward rate today, not the market rate. So you agree the forward rate today. That's one. Then the market rate.
Please, sir. Please, sir. Before you move forward, Oga, please, before you move forward, We say we agree the forward rate today, not the market rate.
Mm.
That is, the market rate may be 10% today. So the forward will be different to the market rate that is in the
yes. So the rate of that your contract is different. Yes. So you are going to agree a forward rate.
Okay,
so that's what they
different
say.
to the
You lock
market
it
rate.
in. You lock it in.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So you lock it in. You lock it in today. You get the question, the idea, right? You lock the forward rate today. Now, you lock the forward rate. Now let's look at the settlement. We have settlement in arrears and we have settlement at the time of borrowing. Now, these are two different kind of settlements. So when you are looking at forward rate agreement, you need to understand they will not come in exam and tell you whether the settlement is faith raised hand, faced or unlock and talk, or mute and talk rather. Everything is derivative in my head now. Which one is unlock? Or you can talk.
This forward rate agreement, I want to understand. Is it just there is where I understood this forward rate agreement? Onto forward rate agreement is an agreement like me. I want to have a fixed rate, and the fixed rate I have to agree with the bank maybe for 3%. Now they have fixed it and locked it up for 3%. Now, if it's going to be in 3 months' time, so for that 3 months' time, if there is the forward rate, if the rate increase to 5%,
which rate increase? Which rate increase?
Yeah, if the
wait, which rate increase before you go ahead? Calm down.
Rate.
You know we are talking of different rates. You say you agree a forward rate of 3% with the bank, right?
Yes.
Good. Then you now say a rate increase. Which rate is
now
increasing?
The rate that
the market rate.
It's only the market that can increase.
That's what I want you to. Is it the market or the forward that you are saying increase?
Exactly.
Let her talk, please.
The forward rate.
Is it the
forward rate I'm talking of? Because
increases.
Yes. Don't forward rates.
No, ma'am.
Cannot increase it. It is the market
Sorry
rate
to
that
cut you.
It's only the market rate that can increase. Forward rate is locked already.
Okay, if the market rate moves to 5%, now at the end after the 3 months, I will balance the bank addition of 2%. But if the market rate now goes down, I think then it's bank that will forward balance me 2%. Is it?
To that point.
Huh? That is forward rate agreement. We are understanding. We are understood. As we all this when you explain
to that point, you anticipate in our syllabus they do so.
Over syllabus how? Because forward rate we are talking about when you talk about agreement, it's an agreement. I agreed with you.
The man is still explaining now. He hasn't got to that point. He's in the notes.
Okay.
Hello, are we still together?
Yes, sir. With full ground,
Sorry,
yes, sir.
Even Kabiru is on me. He wants to end the class. So he wants.
Please, we are enjoying it. It's like we are enjoying the class tonight. Please, let's finish it, sir.
Okay, no problem. So that lady, I think she understands forward rate agreement, right? The settlement and all. But it's good. I like that. I like that. So let's take the next 5 minutes quickly. So she was actually moving into the settlement, and I've not gotten into the settlement, right? So you lock in the forward rate today, but you have the market rate that can fluctuate, right? So now how the settlement happens. What happens now, what the lady was explaining is that if as at the day you are going to buy the bond, that is it has its own formula. FRA this thing at time of borrowing, and we have the FRA in arrears, right? I think I brought the formula in here. Oh, sorry, it's my bad. I will update my note again. This payment, this thing you are seeing here is supposed to be under here, right? This is the formula at the time of borrowing. So we have to discount. I will explain everything, even if not this night. But so let me just quickly explain here. If the actual market rate, as at the day you are going to buy, if you go into a contract and say the forward rate, and as at the day I'm going to buy, the forward rate is I'm going into a contract for settlement at the time of borrowing. This is how you determine your payment. Now, what is that payment? If the forward rate that you enter, the forward rate that you agreed is greater than the market rate, right?
Sorry, sir. Are you still sharing your screen?
Oh, is my screen not being shared anymore? Oh God, I was taken down, right? I was taken down. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I was taken down. So this is what I was explaining. This formula here is supposed to be under here. Is payment for contract at the time of borrowing. Then we also have an explanation for the time of for in arrears, right? Now, at the time of borrowing, when you borrow that money, Gongo, you agree now you want to borrow in December. If as at December you now go to borrow and the interest rate has changed, it can either be higher than your forward rate agreement, it can be, or it might be lower than the forward rate agreement. Now, if you borrow and the rate, if the actual market rate is greater than your forward rate agreement, the borrower receives payment. This payment you are receiving now, this payment you are receiving is to compensate you. You have this thing, a bond that you've bought, right? Now, and you are buying it for a rate that is higher than what you expected. You expected 12%. You are now buying the bond at 15%, which means that you are going to pay higher interest rates, right? You are going to pay higher interest rates. So because the market rate is higher than your forward rate agreement, as at that day that you bought it, you will be receiving a money. That money now will now be what you will use to compensate yourself for the higher interest rate that you are going to pay. Do we understand? That is how you hedge with forward rate. On the other hand, if the market rate is less than the forward rate agreement, you will now pay off the other party in that agreement. You pay the other party. That money you are paying is to ensure that the lower interest rate you are going to pay on that bond, the lower interest rate you are going to pay on that bond is the difference that you have a counterparty. Now, this thing is a contract. So you have another party. Somebody is asking me a question, say, who do we pay the money to? You have a party. So every contract have parties to it. It might be two, it might be three parties, right? But in this, to keep it simple, we are looking at two parties, right? So when you agree a forward contract, you are not agreeing with yourself, you are agreeing with somebody. Like that lady said, it might be a bank. You understand? So when you agree this rate, so is it that you are receiving the money from that party or you are paying, depending on how the exchange rate goes compared to your own rates, the forward rate that you agreed. So the money that you receive or pay is to compensate for either the excess on the bond that you are going to pay or the loss on the bond you are going to, the loss in interest that you are going to pay. Is this making sense? This is how you hedge with forward rate agreements. There are computations to it, but you need to understand this part first. Now people are clapping for me. We'll go and read you and tell me that you are not understanding. These things are very, I try as much as possible to make it simple for you in this class, because I believe if you just go and read it
You have broke it down. Thank you, sir. You have
on
broke
your
it down.
own, yes, if you go and read it on your own, it might be difficult to understand. You understand? So just help me to help you, please read ahead. In fact, what I would prefer is if you read and then I come to class and you start asking me questions and we are just discussing like that, it will even be better. But please read. This my note is very simple. I swear, it's better than ICA material. Not better than in terms of the volume of what is involved. Of course, that one has a lot. But what I mean better is that I think I explained a lot of things here that will throw a lot of people off balance if they just use the ICANN material. Please don't go and report me that I say I can. Don't go and report me, please. I'm not bragging that my note is better than their own. No. I'm just saying that this will help you. It will give you a better view. If you can have this side by side with your ICANN study pack when you are reading, I believe me, everything will be easy. Let me even open their new. So I think we'll stop here because it's already 11:30. But let me open their pack. Let me open pack. I think I have the new pack. This is it.
Don't worry, sir. If anybody even report you, they will not listen to the person. It's not qualified. We are not qualified yet, so we are not going to be listening to.
Are you sure they will not listen? So let me see forward rate agreement.
Someone that doesn't qualify.
So I think we have it here. FRA. No, let me take it from behind. I want to see. I know it's somewhere in here. So just use my note, right? Because of time, I don't want to take too much time again. Just use this note along with your study pack. It will make, we'll do past questions, believe me. We'll do, and all these things will look like ABCD. My only concern is when I'm working on it, don't start looking like you are confused. Because that's the reason I took this approach. Don't start looking at you are confused. The note is there, is not too much. How many pages? 39 pages. If you were reading, you should be in page 30 by now. If you've been reading it, you should be in page 30. Or you can use it for quick revision, okay? All right, guys. I think this is one of the best class I've had because I got to know a lot of things from you guys in terms of how you feel about the whole thing. And I would want more expression because it gives me a broader view, right? So one more question. Do you have a class on Friday? I'm not promising that we are going to have a class because I have a lot of work, audits and all those things on my shoulder right now at work. But do you have a class on Friday? So if you don't have, I can see how I can maybe fix something if we can meet. Quickly, please. Do you have a class? No. Okay, Bonlale is saying no.
It's only on Wednesday we don't have class. We have class on Friday. It's only on Wednesday. We don't normally have class. You go and check your timetable now. The person said no.
You have class by 9 on Friday, right? Okay. But last week, I think we had a class on Friday. I was the one that taught you Friday last week. Oh. I think so. So let's see, Sha, if your lecturer does not come in, maybe 1 or 2 persons can just get me involved. All right, guys, have a great week. Independence for this year is over. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.